digital platform,
Right.
and for later use.
We were talking
So I think we had a question around, what is a work? I think that Jonathan was also alluding to that, and they both said, that it's basically what's a worthwhile online exhibition to actually go to.
Yeah.
And I think we haven't really cracked that nut.
Yeah.
I think sort of describing what is a worthwhile online exhibition, which would, it's something we could work on, and then people actually go to it.
And I think that's what we put in the application for. Around the use of the digital space as a site for display, distribution, and discussions surrounding arts, culture, and enterprise, and exploring, what the notion of the online exhibition is, or whether, or even as a space for showcasing ideas or work that come from the arts and culture sector. Or exploring in terms of distribution, or in terms of, I don't know. I mean, I think this is what is up to us to sort of decide and question and propose. Themes. Did you talk about themes at all?
Well, only in the sense that it would be quite good to showcase how different.
No,
but it's a great way of showcasing how broad you can go, without losing individuality.
Okay.
And I think, as I said, this is something that maybe could be used later on, and you can refer back to.
All right. Thank you. Who wants to present from this group?
I think we started trying to discuss what we're exhibiting. So I think we're going to be very, very different projects. Some are going to be live projects, some are going to be dissertations. But we thought actually this is not just about showcasing the course for St. Martin's, for prospective students, for other students around here, but also for us to act as part of our portfolio to show what we can be as sort of cultural producers, for instance. So we thought maybe something that will sort of brings our projects together is going to be so different is the process. So if we can have an exhibition that is very much about the process for each of us, so we all have different stages and we have a way of doing that, then sort of we talked about having some kind of narrative and then sort of guiding people to a different rooms, and then we will have different stages and different elements. It can be videos, it can be something else, to show what we each did. So a concept, then a research, sort of putting together a team, all this kind of stuff, depending on what is relevant.
I think there could be a switch from there. It's like almost, it's all the setting up, you don't show it.
Yeah.
And then if you want to find it, you've got to find it, goggle around and find it somewhere. I think it's like almost the lead up to it.
I think that's a really clever and interesting idea, to do a sort of mapping of each of our processes, as we are all working on quite different things, and see what it would be. I mean, it forces us to be reflective practitioners. But the documenting could be quite interesting. It's something that is showable somehow.
And kind of
I wanted to say about the narrative bit, in fact, before. I think it's very important. And you kind of but also to find a connection, because at the end we're all doing the same master. So I think it's very important.
The page is it.
Yeah.
The page links all of this.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, maybe the process, the questions that we ask. Yeah. And then we also thought the other thing was, it's got sort of archival purposes, a portfolio, but also the idea that it could be just a 3-day sort of online exhibition, or at least in those 3 days we use social media to invite people to comment and sort of interact and create a kind of discussion around sort of different ideas.
And we promote that, we tweet that, we bang the social media to get input for people to discuss what they said and be really very active at it. And then that's it.
And we could attempt to engage high-profile people throughout Twitter thing, for example. You get them at 6 o'clock. You can get people from different parts of the world trying to. We give them a theme and kind of engage them in conversation. That could be interesting, and then we sort of document that as well. So you have
that can be on the front page.
And other cultural institutions as well, because you'd be surprised that quite a lot of them will be quite keen to know
what this course is
Exactly,
about.
what this course is about, because there's a lot to be gained
marketing.
from what we're doing. There's a lot of knowledge here that I'm sure a lot of institutions will be quite keen to get access to.
Yeah, and something that they can get access even not only for 3 days.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
I think
Yeah.
you had a conversation, but then you leave it and then you no longer have
Yeah, but
interaction.
I think that's the whole idea of having an online thing. The fact that you can go back and watch. So
Sort of the archive.
There's an archive.
Yeah.
But also, what is it that we learn through this process that we can then pass on to the first years and to other people in the at UAL? Because I think this is why we got the grant, by the way.
exactly.
We are meant to learn something within this process about the digital space that we are then able to pass on and transmit, just to keep it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the thing is, they can later use it. So, if they've got a creative agency that they're using to do all of their creative, they can use this content as part of it. So that would be,
We already have, so.
Well, I suppose primarily what we spoke about with the goals, rather than our ideas and goals yet. So, what do we want to get out of it? It was to involve external participants as much as possible.
Raise our profile.
Raising the profile of the individual and the collective, the group, and to inform others, as we just touched on, of the skills we've required within the course, both internally and externally. And again, this idea of create and collaborate with others within CSM to strengthen the relationships with the department, Culture and Enterprise department, and the design departments, which is probably an important element with this. I can help.
Then we talked a little bit about the themes. I had previously tried to find some commonalities among everybody's presentations and things, and which was, but there are a few things that kind of come in several of them, and one is the local and global element, a sort of a Kasha's thing of kind of bringing other cultures and Paulina's, I think Alexis as well, there is a transnational element in it. There's also the different sectors, bringing different sectors together, as in business element, can they apply to art sector, and in also ferries and I can't remember who else. Duncan and Emma, there's an element of conflict. So the potentially negative impact of art as a means of communicating. I think education could also be a different sector. So anyway, there are a few commonalities. It's how to sort of tie them all together. I think that maybe the process is quite clever, but just for us to think about, and then continue to contribute online. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put all this information together into one thing so that we can have it and refer to it, and then continue to, if we think of something else during the next few weeks, then to add on to it. There is a platform called Asana. I don't know if you know. Have you heard?
How do you
of
spell
Asana? SAANA, I think. It's a
AS.
huh?
AS.
Yeah, ASA. Yeah, I'm terrible.
Son of the future.
Anyway, if you want to have a look, it's
Oh, yeah.
free.